Happy Friday. I'm Carissa Wiley at sprinkledwithglitter.com, and I am thrilled to be here with you today. I have to tell you, we had plans change at the very last minute, but we have exciting things happening here today. I'm glad you're here, and I am glad you are all kind of commenting along because I have a giveaway for you, and it's a product that was just added to the Stamp Market shop today. Like as we are speaking, it is all being added. Thank you all for being here. I'm glad you're here. If you haven't already, make sure you subscribe to my channel and give this video a thumbs up because it's going to be a fun one today. I have just a really fun shaker card planned. I had something else totally planned, but Amy just added this wish cover die as well as a new stamp and die set to the shop and stencil set, and I'm actually still just organizing it all here. But when I asked you on Instagram what you all wanted to see, you said celebration, and we are going to celebrate today. So here's what I want to tell you about entering to win the giveaway. We're going to do it live here on this live stream. And the way that you enter to win is just comment along. So you can answer questions in the chat if I don't see them and you know the answer. You can just say your favorite Stamp Market colors, your favorite Stamp Market products. Just chat along, interact with each other. And every time that you enter a comment and chat along with everybody else, that is an entry to win. Another way that you can enter to win is to go over and share this video in a text message or like on a Facebook group that allows it on your Facebook page. Whatever you want to do, share it. Come back here and let me know that you shared it. This product that I am giving away today just hit the shop. I mean, Amy is finishing loading it on the shop as we speak. So it's really exciting that I get to use it. And I'll kind of talk to you about why I have it here in just a minute. Now, for those of you who are watching on replay, don't worry, I haven't left you out. Amy is so generous. She has offered a $25 gift card for those watching on the replay. So how are you going to enter if you're watching on the replay? You're going to go over to the comments section. You're going to leave me a comment and I will give you 1 week to enter. So April 11th, I will choose a winner and I will contact them directly there. So anyway, we've got so many people here and I'm so glad you're here. And I am Marta said, I bought the Stamp Market Vellum and it is so good. I have been telling you guys that the Stamp Market Vellum cardstock is the absolute best. It totally is. Now, here's the deal. I have most of the products listed in the YouTube description below. However, Amy's still loading the stencil that I'm going to be using today, so it is not yet linked, but I will get that linked later on. Just so you know. And I have not linked the colors because I had a last minute change up here. So we don't have individual colors linked, but I'm going to tell you what we're using. So without further ado, let's get down to the desktop because I mean, there's so much to do and so little time. I have so much to share. So let's go down. We'll do a picture in picture. So I'm here. Now, here are the products. Now, I showed these on my Instagram. These are not the new products, but we're going to work some of those in because I told you that's what we were going to use. So we're going to work those in, and I am literally working on the fly for this card project. I have, because I mean, Amy probably texted me about 25, 30 minutes ago and said, I can get these added to the shop if you want to use them today. So what are we using? The Wish cover plate, brand new. So this cover plate die comes with this, which we'll be using today, as well as this large Wish word. And we're going to make a shaker card with this. And this cover plate die is what I'm giving away today. So all of you chatting along in the comments, you have a chance to win this. It was just added to the shop. Now, in addition to that, I'm going to use, and I don't even know what these are called, so I apologize, but these are the coordinating stencils for that Wish cover die, and they create this really fun ray pattern. Let me see if I can show you here. Ray pattern that kind of peeks up over this. Well, I got to turn it the right way. So peeks up over that. Isn't that fun? And then there's the additional rays that make areas of the rays darker. So this is so much fun. And how do I have this product? Well, back in September of last year, I taught an event with Amy for the stamp market, and these were some of the products that I used. And so they were available during the event or as a part of the kit of the event, but they haven't been available on the stamp market website until today. So whoever wins today is going to win this Wish cover plate, which includes the Wish word and the cover plate. Okay, then I will also be using, this is called a little birthday wish. And this, you may have to pre-order because like I said, this is kind of one of those things that it's just like, we're doing this on the fly, but it's so much fun. So this is a stamp set and coordinating die set that you can purchase from the stamp market. Look at these curved sentiments. These are designed to curve along the edge of the Wish cover plate. And then there's these delicate little die cuts that die cut the sentiments out as well. Isn't that fun? And then this one here, which is this piece here, can be used either as a sentiment strip or as a birthday candle because you have your little candle flame and your little sparkler here. So this, I have something fun planned. I just totally made it up in my head real quick right before we went live, and we're gonna have a great time. Now, colors. And before we get into making, I did wanna show you the new swatching products from the stamp market really quickly because that was an option for our live today, was talking about the swatching products, and more people were going towards Celebration, so I decided to call it and go with Celebration. But I want to show you what's available because it's so fun, and it is linked in the YouTube description below. So I'm going to use Bubblegum, Peach, Golden, Fresh Mint, Lagoon, and Orchid. We're going to have a little rainbow party here. And if you wanted to make this more masculine, I'll show you a way you can kind of shift it. If you come in here and leave out your pink and your purple and bring in one more darker shade, which would be Jade, this can shift it into a more masculine color palette if you want to. I think we're going to go colorful today, but I just wanted to show you how you can kind of shift that color palette. Now let's talk about, I made my swatch book today and I'm so excited. Let's talk about the new swatching products. There's a little disc punch, which I have a planner and I've been using a disc bound planner system for quite some time. I wish I had it in here. I don't. I should have thought of that. But this is my a little disc punch, which I love it. It's white and it has a little pull out here where you can do longer edges. So that's really cool and keep everything lined up. There is, and forgive me because I do not know the names of these products. They are linked below. This is like the tearing swatching cover plate. It is a 5x7 die. Let me go over and see if I can see what it's called real quick, just so I'm like totally gonna butcher these names. Let's see. Let's look in my description and see if I can find it. This is called quick strips, beautiful layering bow, cut and swatch die. That's what it's called, cut and swatch die. So this is really cool because it cuts a 5x7 piece of cardstock, which Amy in the shop has a whole entire stack of 8.5 by 5.5 cardstock in every single Stamp Market color. So what I did was I took one whole stack of this and I cut every single color from 74 colors of Stamp Market cardstock. And then I put it together with the disc bound system and a cover. And then there are stamps available as well. Into this book. Now I have not labeled them yet, but I kept them in order because they are in order here so that you know the color names. But basically what you can do is when you want to build a palette, then you can just fold on the perforations and tear off a little piece. And I don't want to do it because I just finished it and it's so pristine. But you can just tear off a little swatch and then like paste these onto a strip or into a book in your planner or something like that and build swatches like that. I've never seen anything like this before and I thought it was so genius. If you want more information, Amy did do a video over on her YouTube channel that shows all of this information, so you can check that out as well. There are covers available. I will tell you that these, the discs that Amy has on her site are clear. These I purchased from Levenger, which is their metal, they're gold, and I've been using them in my planner, so I just happen to have them in my stash. So I did not purchase the discs from Amy, but any of the disc bound system discs will work, and I do have the translucent cover that's available in the Stamp Market shop. Let me show you a couple of colors that really caught my eye. This is Fern, Sage, and Matcha. Look at those colors. Are those not absolutely beautiful? I also really love, there was, I'm trying to remember, was it called, no, it wasn't that. I'm trying to remember because there are some really beautiful colors in here. I love this color. This is called Wildberry, I believe. Look at this one. So pretty. And of course, all of you know that the blush pink cardstock, the blush cardstock from the Stamp Market is my favorite pink cardstock ever. So anyway, oh, Amy's here. Hello. Everything is loaded. She said, I'll add some photos as well while I am creating. Perfect. Thank you, Amy, for being here. I'm so glad you're here. Let's get started, shall we? So we're going to use one of my favorite products ever, along with the vellum. We're going to use some diamond glitter paper and we're going to create a outline for our shaker. So I'm going to start with the Wish cover plate die, and I have both the shadow layer and the word layer, and I might as well grab this whole cover plate as well. And I am going to die cut the shadow layer and the word layer from diamond glitter cardstock. So we'll do this. I'm just gonna, I save like every last piece of this. And one thing that Amy told me, which I did not know this until she told me, is that this cardstock, it's super shiny in person. I wish I could make you see it in person. This is a super shiny cardstock, glitter cardstock. It actually has real bits of silver in it, which is what makes it so just dynamic. Okay, that piece didn't work, but this piece is perfect. So we'll grab that. And I think I'm going to do this in 2 steps just to ensure accuracy because I don't want to mess this up. Let's just be real. Sometimes you just got to take the extra time to do it right. So I'm going to lay that onto there and I'm going to grab some, this is the Fresh Mint cardstock. And I'm telling you, I didn't even have time to like trim down this cardstock ahead of time. Because when Amy told me she was going to load these products, if I wanted to use them, I was like, yes, because I actually texted her not too long ago and said, hey, is that ever released in the shop? Because I've been wanting to use it. So I'm going to trim this down to 4 1/4 by 5.5 inches because I should be able, yes, to get my cover plate out of there. Only have this one full sheet of the mint, fresh mint left. And so we'll run both of these through at one time. So I have my Fresh Mint, my Wish, And then I'm going to just build my die cutting sandwich. My die cut machine has gotten so much use today. Markel says, I may have started a shopping cart while I watch. Well, girl, just hang on because we got some great stuff. I will tell you, these are not in the YouTube description, but go over and find this confetti because it's super sparkly and we're going to use it today because you're going to want it. Just saying. Okay, so now we have the Wish shadow and we have our cover plate, and we're gonna, this is really fun, these little pieces here, if you just use like a scrap of your diamond glitter cardstock and cut those little sparkles, they're fun as little accents. What weight is the colored cardstock? I'm so glad you asked because I knew you were all gonna ask that and I looked it up ahead of time. It is 80-pound cardstock, so it's perfect for die cutting. So now we have this, and I need the shadow layer again. So I'm going to take the shadow layer and I am going to line it up right here in the center of this cover that I've already cut. And I'm just kind of nestling it at a little bit of an angle where I'm not cutting through this little confetti piece here. And then I'm going to take the Wish shadow layer and I'm going to lay the Wish die right in the center. You guys, this is magic. This is magic. Sea glass is so pretty. Yes, sea glass from the stamp market is gorgeous. It is a little more on the bluer side, but it's really beautiful. Okay, I'm running this through my die cut machine. Julie Urban says, we made some of my favorite tags using some of these items during the Inked and Inspired event. Yes, I did create a tag with these Wish products and it was so much fun. Okay, so now I have this little shadow which I can save and use for something else. Oh no, it shifted. Oh, we have to do it again, people. But can you see where this is going? First of all, I can still save this Wish word and use it because it looks like the Wish made it, but it shifted on the shadow. So we'll have to recut it. But look, isn't this pretty? And then you put it right onto that background. So much fun. Okay, and this looks great stacked up as well. I just got to push out all the chads. Look at that. I have a whole nother thing I can use over here. So let me just do this and we'll do it again. Because that's what happens when you're not paying attention, right? At least it all did not go to waste because I still have that Wish word I can use on another card project. Now, what I could do, it probably would work like this. Yeah, let's do this. Okay, let's nestle them inside of each other and shift it to where it's just right. Just like the Three Bears, you know, you want it not too hard, not too soft, but just right. We're going to go right in the middle there. I feel like this is a little gutsy too. I mean, just on a live, not going to lie. I'm going to tape the dies together just so that I increase my odds. We are increasing the odds here. Okay, so just like this. Okay, now we'll run it through again. So everybody's loving bubblegum. You know what one I saw that I love today is, it's called Pacific. It's beautiful. So pretty. Let me see if I got it all the way through. I did not, so I'm going to do this again. And I'm not going to move anything, but I'm going to take this off of the magnetic cardstock or the magnetic shim and run it through using with it cutting into the clear plastic. Always better safe than sorry. Hey, we can do it again and again. It's only 120. we've only been going for 20 minutes and I talked quite a bit about products at the beginning. So I think we're actually really good. Okay. Now we're cooking with gas. And I just have to separate it, but it's all die cut there. Now wait, because this is like the big reveal. When I pull out the word from the outline, it creates the coolest shadow layer. And this is all cut all the way through. It just like the glitter likes to, you know, be held together. So it does hold together. Look at that. Oh my goodness, you guys. Is this not going to be the cutest shaker card you have ever seen? But wait, there's more. It's like it's like a TV ad. Okay, we got to have a sip. Okay. I hate that noise on camera too, so I apologize that I did that, but I did not really finish my lunch. Okay, while we're die cutting, let's go ahead and die cut a vellum balloon from my favorite cardstock, and then we'll start vellum cardstock, and then we'll start doing our stenciling. Any questions for me? I would love to answer them for you if I can. If not, I know Amy's hanging out in the wings and she may be able to answer some questions that I may not know the answer to. If not, I'll just pick up my phone and text her. We'll figure it all out. Okay. So let's go with a piece of white cardstock. And again, I apologize because it is not pre-trimmed. And I'm going to trim it to 4 1/4 by 5 1/2. So this is 5 1/2. Oh, Jen says that Pacific is gorgeous. I also love Lake House. Yes, Lake House. Papaya salmon I use so much. You can't go wrong. The color palette is absolutely beautiful. 74 colors. If you wanted to try and just see the colors, I think that cardstock sampler is actually a really good way to go because it's one piece of every color in 5 1/2 by 8 1/2. So you could actually get 2 card fronts out of it, or you could get like 1 card front and do some die cutting on the other side. So I think it's a really good way to kind of see the colors in person because I'm one of those people that just loves to see colors in person. Now, this stencil set is a 4-piece stencil set, but I decided to simplify it just a little bit today so that we could use a few less colors and that we could create all of this live as we're going. So what I decided to do is stencil 1 and stencil 2 are the rays, but one, you know, like they're the in-between rays. So what I thought we could do is we could just use stencil 1 and skip stencil 2, and then we could go to stencil 3, which is like the shadow of the rays here, and then skip stencil 4. So we're going to use 2 of the 4 stencils today. Let's go with a mat here. This is a grip mat, so a photopolymer mat here. And on these stencils, there's a registration mark that is etched into the corner of the stencil right up here. It's hard to see on camera, but that will line it up with your 4 1/4 by 5 1/2 inch cardstock. So you'll look in this corner and line it up with your A2 card panel, which this is just a panel. You could do it directly on the card base, but I like to buy myself some insurance. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? Okay, and then we're gonna start with, we're gonna go across. We're gonna go bubblegum, peach, golden. I skipped fresh mint because we're using that on the background, lagoon and orchid. So I'm just gonna start pulling out some blending brushes and we're just gonna use what we have here. I'm gonna use smaller blending brushes so that I do not have to mask. And I'm just trying to figure out which blending brushes I want to use. So I have my drawer here of blending brushes. Okay. I'm going to just make sure that this blending brush is clean. I do not, Amy, I do not have the updated stencil with me. So one thing that I will mention is that when you see me put this on at the end, there may be some like rough gapping here, which was the original design, but Amy has since updated the stencil to where there is no gap in that design. So yours, I'm gonna make it look like it will look for you. So I'm gonna start with bubblegum here. And you can get fancy with your blending, or you can just do your blending. I'm leaning more and more towards the side of just doing my blending. You know, it's just sometimes we get lost in the details. Let's see, late to the live, but did Carissa already mention that she dressed to match her project today? I did not. Yes, Amy is doing a one-day event, and I will let her talk about that in the description. And by the way, I meant to do opposite here. So I'm going to do bubblegum here in this corner. And I'm going to do peach right here. Okay. Don't get these mixed up. And we'll be in the wrong color before we know it. And then golden. So we're going to do the third one here. Golden is a great yellow, by the way. Just fantastic. I love this yellow. Golden. And then we're going to go to Lagoon. Now you can mask, but you can also just use smaller blending brushes and, you know, do it that way as well. Okay, I'm gonna let that like fade out. I kind of have a plan for making this look like the new stencils will look. Hi everyone, if you didn't know, we're all chatting along. We're very chatty today because there is a giveaway at the end of this. You must be present to win, but we are giving away this wish cover plate that I am working with today. So make sure you're chatting along because you want this in your stash. It was just loaded in the Stamp Market site. Okay, so this is Orchid. We went a little hot and heavy up there, but it's gonna be fine. Okay. By the way, if you don't follow Amy on Instagram, the Stamp Market, I should say, you should, because she does color inspiration that is just absolutely beautiful. And now part of me wants to do stencil number 2 anyway. Should we do it? I'm trying to think of how I would do it if I did it, because I only have the 5 colors out. No, let's not. Let's not complicate things. I'm thinking, okay, so we're going to go to stencil 3 and we're going to use the registration marks in the corner again to line this up. And this is going to line up on the edge of all of that. So you see that? Fun, right? And what this is going to do is basically create a part of the ray that's a little bit darker. So, because we're going to double up the ink in those areas. So we'll start with bubblegum. Orchid is gorgeous. You're right, Stephanie. Okay, so peach. Oh, you guys want me to use the other stencil? well, let me think while I'm doing this blending of how I can do it without pulling out more colors, and maybe we will do that. Maybe we will do that. I'm not afraid to take requests from the crowd. Okay, let me know in the comments. Do you want me to try to use the same colors with stencil number 2 and add some more? So we could do that. Okay, so this is Lagoon. And we'll go to Orchid. I'm thinking if we did it, then we just do them in like a really light blend over the next area. So we can bring in, what if you do that's what I'm thinking. Amy said that. What if you do a super light shade? And I'm thinking we just do that. Okay, so that's what it would look like with just the one, which it's kind of fun. It's like a little more white space, okay? So I'll show you that. And let's go to stencil 2. We're gonna do it. And we're gonna line it up using the registration marks. And what we're gonna do is we're gonna go like super light-handed, okay? So we're gonna go all against my very nature, and we're gonna go super light, okay? So I'm gonna dip into my ink. I'm gonna like blend off, and I'm gonna go super light with the bubble gum. Okay. And we'll do it down here too. Just blending off, starting on the stencil. Because if you start on the stencil, you're already knocking off some of that extra ink onto the stencil. And then what we can do is we can check our work before we move on and see if we're getting the look that we're, oh yeah. Look at that. Beautiful. So you don't have to have 20 colors to do this stencil. You could do it with 5. Okay, peach. Again, we're gonna knock off some extra ink onto my surface. I'm gonna go super light here. Just against my nature. I have to think about it because I'm just like, I'm so bull in a china shop sometimes. Okay. Super light with the peach. Now we'll move to golden. It's almost gonna look like, you know, it's like the haze of this color next to it. Golden, I don't even think I need more ink. I can just go directly there. Okay, Lagoon. I have to tell you that masking the stencil can be done, but it's so much faster if you just use a smaller brush and just, you know, be a little careful. Okay. Also, proof that you can do these stencils in any order and it's going to work out. Okay. So that's just like a whiff of each of those colors. Now look. Ah, so beautiful. Okay, now let's go to stencil 4. Just because we're doing it, we might as well do it, right? We are doing it. We are doing the thing. Let's see. Just lining up with, and we'll just work backwards now. Lagoon, again, light, but we are still going to have a darker area because we're like doubling up the ink. You know what you could also do, which would be really fun, is you could use like a glitter paste over one of these smaller ray stencils, and it would be just beautiful to have that sparkle in there. Okay, peachy. peach. I'm not even grabbing more ink. I'm just going in with what's ever left on the brush. And bubble gum. That's what I used. Yeah, I switched my pink like 4 times before the live. Obsessed with pink, obviously. Okay, you ready for this? Oh, look at that. Now, this looks cool, right? But wait until we get this over the top. Okay. So do you see how this is, maybe I do have the updated stencil because I'm not seeing the white gaps that we had before. So maybe I did bring the updated stencil home with me. I think I did, Amy. So we're good. Okay. Now, this feels, well, no, I kind of like the white in the center with all the color going on. Okay, so now that we have our background done, I have to get it off of the sticky mat without ruining it. So I'm just gonna flip the sticky mat over and I'm just gonna roll it off. Okay. And then I need a piece of acetate. And I happen to know that I have a package of like acetate in here. It's not my favorite acetate, but I'm not gonna be doing any sort of like heat embossing or anything on it. So I'm gonna go with what I have. It does look good. And I love that we just did the lighter color next to it. I think it's beautiful and I think it's perfect. It's perfect. So we're gonna grab some sticky tape here. What are you all doing this weekend? I have a baby shower to go to, and it's for a baby that has been prayed for a very long time, and we are so excited to celebrate the miracle that he is. He will be here, I believe, in May. Yes, May. And he is going to be so loved. So loved. So that's one thing that I'm doing this weekend. I feel like the weekend is kind of a little bit crazy. And I kind of wish I was going to have a little more rest than I'm going to have, but it's going to be one of those go, go, go weekends, which is just how it is. And it's been a go, go, go week. I have tons of inspiration to share with all of you next week and the weeks coming. Tammy's gonna craft tomorrow. Kara says this is so fresh. Sue's having an early Easter with her kids. Kelly has a baseball game to go to. It is definitely baseball season. I'm gonna also do some 1/8 inch along the side. Stephanie's getting a car tomorrow. Awesome, so fun. Ingrid's crafting. Markel says the stencil looks like watercolor, nice ink. I mean, nice job. It just went out of my view. I'm sorry, Markel, but she said it looks like watercolor, not ink. That's what she said. Okay, so along the sides, I'm just adding a little bit of 1/8 inch tape. And then once we get this, I'm gonna do something kind of maybe a little like unconventional for this. I don't want to use the cover plate to cut the acetate. And the reason is that it will cut the little sparkle holes out. And so I don't want to do that. So I'm just going to adhere my die cut down to the acetate. And then I'm just going to trim around it with my scissors. Creating for Fun says, I get my grandson for the weekend. How fun. How fun. Sophie wants to know if I have plans to share laser products. I might. I'm been working through some issues with that. So, but they're fixed now. Mary Ann says, my older grandson's birthday is Sunday. He will be 9 and he also has a baseball scrimmage. I miss those baseball days. Talisa's here. I almost missed the live, going to spend the day with my mother. Awesome. And Kathy says shaker cards are her favorite. I love that. Ooh, organizing. I probably will finish my swatch book that I made with all my Stamp Market cardstocks. If you are just coming in, because there's a few of you I think that have just popped in, then you should know that we have a giveaway today. And you have to be present to win. I'm giving away this wish cover die that I'm working with. So just the die. The stencils will be available on the site, as well as, let's see, the stamp set. I'm going to just do this. Okay. So that's onto the acetate, and then I'm just going to trim the acetate around it. So that way we'll all be sealed up. Jennifer's going to a baby shower. Me too. Mary says she's painting. Ugh. Painting a house is a lot of work. So what I'm doing is I'm taking the blade of my scissors and just kind of going right under the edge. And these scissors are sharp enough that I can almost just, like you do with wrapping paper, just kind of push them up, and they're cutting as I go. Perfect. Have a little on that other left edge there that I'll get here in just a minute. So I'm just kind of angling the scissors to where they go under the edge of the cardstock. Just like that. Being careful not to cut the cardstock though, because I've been doing that lately. Been messing some things up. Okay. So now we have acetate on the back of this. See that? And we can take this and we can pop it up onto our background that we've created. Okay, love this. I'm running out of my panels of foam adhesive that I normally use. Now, here's the tricky part. We have to go between this to kind of hold all of our shaker guts in, but we'll be able to do it. I'm confident. We're professionals. Because we have to keep everything where it's connected, right? We have to keep the foam adhesive where it's going to create a barrier for all of our shaker bits that we're going to put inside. So we're just going to cut like little thin strips to go along the side. We're just putting that behind where the cardstock is. This is where it takes, you know, a moment of patience. I have seen a lot of great reviews on those scissors, but I always think to myself, do I really need one more pair? I thought the same thing, not gonna lie. And I bought several pairs with my own dollars. That's how good they are. They are good scissors. Okay, more strips. We're gonna go with what we can. Let's see, let's go down to here. I'm trying to decide, do I want the shaker well to have the sparkles in it? And I think I do. I think I want most of those sparkle openings to have shaker bits in them as well. So we're just being careful to not put foam adhesive over those openings. And if you have like the little pre-cut strips, you could totally use those, but I'm just gonna go for it here with what I have. It's not gonna look pretty on the back, but it's gonna be functional. So that's the important thing. Okay. I love the Stamp Market stick and storage stamp storage. Need to organize a bunch of stamps with them. Awesome. I heard guts. Yes, shaker guts. That's not a bad word. I think she said guts. What did I say? I said guts. If it was something else, I totally said shaker guts. What did it sound like I said? Now I'm a little nervous. That's a great description. I must start using shaker guts. Yeah, I said shaker guts. I say that all the time. So um, if something that sounded different came out, I assure you it was guts. Terry's here. Hi, Terry. Welcome. I'm so glad you're here. Even late, that's totally fine. We are making the most adorable shaker card you have ever seen. I'm just finishing up with a few more little pieces in some corners to make sure that nothing sags. And then what we can do is we're going to add our shaker bits to the actual card front that we're using, because we're not going to be able to position this over the card front with shaker bits or guts inside of here. So we have to think these things through a little bit. Okay, I'm pleased with the amount of foam adhesive that we have. That probably took the longest part of anything. They thought I said bits. I said guts. Yeah. Okay, so that's going to go like that. So before we do that, we're going to take our super sparkly confetti, which I keep by my station at all times. And we're going to have a moment here. I'm going to concentrate it towards the center of the area that's open, because I do know I have areas where like the foam adhesive comes in a little bit more, but I also want to make sure that I get like plenty of this in there. Probably have to I don't want to run out of it. Here, I'm going to put just a little bit back. So the key is you can't have it too stacked on itself, because if it's too stacked up, then it will all get stuck in there. But I'm going big, go big or go home on the shaker guts right here. This guy needs to come out. He's a little, now I'm going to dry fit this just to make sure that I can do this, and I can. Okay, we are dry fit. We're going to go for it. We're going to start pulling off all the backers on all of my DIY foam. Okay, I saw Jenny made it. Welcome, Jenny. To craft in a garden. I can't imagine crafting in a garden because, well, number one, I would have a problem with the wind. I don't like the wind. And there would be a breeze, I'm sure of it. And also, sometimes the light outside is really harsh. I say this as I have 40 lights, like pointed at me. I'm brave. Why am I brave? Actually, never made a shaker card, but they always look so fun. Oh, Allie, you have to make a shaker card. Oh, Mr. Glitter's here. Everybody say hi to Mr. Glitter. He says, I'll be surprised if you keep them from spilling them everywhere. Yes, we will all be surprised if I can keep from spilling them everywhere. Now, one thing I can do to allow myself a little bit of wiggle room is to take some liquid glue and put it on the back. And I'm going to do that extra step right now, because if I don't get this cover die exactly where it needs to be, I see a little backer there that I need to get off. If I don't get this cover die exactly where I need to be, then it will not be cute. So this will keep the foam adhesive from adhering like immediately where I can't move it. This will allow me some slide time. That's what we'll call it. I used to watch the TV show What Not to Wear, and they always talked about outfits needing color, pattern, texture, and shine. I love that your cards always have these elements. Thank you. That's such a nice thing to say. Everybody's saying hi to Mr. Glitter now. Mr. Glitter, oh, you have a late lunch today, Mr. Glitter, because of the assembly, huh? The awkward assembly. Shakers are my absolute favorite. We don't always have the privilege of having Mr. Glitter here. But if you guys were with me a couple weeks ago, my son actually popped in. Now my glue is acting up, so I'm having issues. Mr. Glitter is going to be so proud because I am not going to spill these sequins. I do need a better system for these sequins though, because they're just in the little bag that they came in, and I just need a little container for them. Kelly wants to know, Mr. Glitter, who cleans the spills? I think I do all the cleaning in the craft room. I do all the cleaning. Terry's new to the Stamp Market. Products look great. Catherine says, hi, Mr. Glitter. Okay, I'm just putting my thing in there, my little. Okay, now we're going to take this. We're going to flip this over. I'm going to bring it towards me because I want to get my head right over. And sorry for my head being in the way, but sometimes you just got to do what you got to do. I think I did it. Oh, that is so stinking cute. So much sparkle. You just wait until we get this little sparkle word on here. Mr. Glitter says it depends on where the spill is. And that's true. He does help if it's in the kitchen. I'm very accident prone, and oftentimes if he sees me doing something that he feels like will definitely end in an accident, then he will stop me and he will help me. Roberta says she loves when Mr. Glitter or his students comment in the live chat. I do too. It's so much fun. It's always such a fun surprise. Now here's the deal. I love this, but I feel like it's kind of getting lost. I think we might need to have like some sort of color in there because we have all the sparkle and we have all the sparkle. You guys let me know. We could do like a dark blue, like we could do the jade color. We could bring in another color and we could do the jade. Maybe not. We could do pink. Love the pink. Let me cut one, and while you all are deciding, definitely need color. I'm maybe agreeing with you. I do have my dies still taped together. Needs color. Gotta go. Keep up the good work. You are the best. Thanks, babe. I love you. I will see you later. I'll be probably taking pictures still because I have a ton of pictures to take today. Maybe the outline in Tropic. I used Lagoon. Amy votes for pink. Could you ink blend over the glitter? I could. Let's do this and see what pink looks like. Oh, it's sticking to my tape that's in there. Okay. I think the pink is going to win my heart. I mean, I'm not going to lie. You could totally make whatever. It looks like I have one little spot that didn't cut. So I'm going to take my little craft knife and just get that. How about the Lagoon? Lagoon. We'll try it. Let's do both. I have time. Oh, the pink's pretty cute. You know what I think could be a fun color? Would be the golden. Maybe. No, I don't think I have a golden over there. I'm not loving the pink. I thought I would. Let's try Lagoon. This is card making for real, right? This time I'm going to do this into the plate because it will cut better. Orchid. Megan's here. Hi, Megan. Are you in pickup right now? Are you in pickup? Couple things to remember. I am giving away this wish cover die, not mine, because you can't have mine. Amy will send it to you. I'm giving away this Wish cover die. Oh, I like the Lagoon. To one person that's here in the live. I will pick one person at random. We'll just scroll and close my eyes and we'll stop and we'll pick somebody as the winner. This could be a whole nother card over here, you guys. Look at this. There's a card all in itself. So just comment along. You can go and share this video and come back and let me know that you shared it somewhere, like text message, emails, that sort of thing. And I will choose a winner at the end and we'll see if they're still here. And then we'll give them a couple minutes. If they're not, then we'll pick another winner, but have to be here to win. And then if you're watching on the replay, I'm giving away a $25 Stamp Market gift card code. So make sure you go over to the comment section, leave a comment, and let me know what you loved about today's live. Megan says, oh, wow, I can't wait to go back and watch how you created this. It is so much fun. Good products here. Okay, I want to try the golden because I need to do it for my own. So it's kind of like the middle color. We're kind of working at either one of the ends, monochromatic, center color. Oh, that's kind of fun too. Michelle Arms says, hello, pick me. I love the color. Christy's never shopped at the Stamp Market. Well, I'm here to introduce you to them today, and I love the Stamp Market. I'm thinking we just go all in. And maybe we offset. This could be tricky to offset, but it could be worth it. Oh, I think we do the blue. This is Lagoon. Yes, don't forget the thumbs up, Talisa says. I would appreciate that. There's 120 of you watching and I have 60 thumbs up. I happen to be able to see that on my screen right now. I don't always have that on my screen. Jenny says the Stamp Market's new to her as well. Well, I'm so glad you're here to see some new products today. If you missed the beginning, which several of you did, this product actually just loaded on the Stamp Market site right before I went live. And so we are getting like a first look at this product. This was a product that was available during the Stamp Market's virtual event last year, which was so much fun. I taught at that event. And so it was available then. So if you have that kit, you have these products, but this is just so much fun. The sequins are like over the top sparkle. I can't even tell you how sparkly they are. I have one stuck in there. Okay, so what we're gonna do, we're gonna offset just the slightest bit to give it a little glitter shadow. You can only purchase Stamp Market products on the Stamp Market website. So they are a small business and you can only purchase their products on their website. And they are everything except for the stencil that the stencil and the individual colors are linked below for you. So hope that answers your questions about that. Okay, so little bits. LL says, love, love, love the Stamp Market. Okay, the Lagoon is your guys' favorite, or some of your favorites. Okay, we are just slightly offsetting. And it's gonna take it a minute to adhere because we're doing liquid glue over glitter. but you can see that little bit of glitter just poking out from the side here. And what I'm going to do is to help it, we're going to do this. Okay, I have a couple more things I want to do. And one of those things is I want to stamp one of the sentiments, the curvy little sentiments, and I think it's going to be wishing you the happiest of birthdays. We are going to stamp that onto white cardstock, and I'm thinking since we're going blue, we're just going to go blue or go home, you know? So we're going to use, instead of Lagoon though, I think we will use, Jenny says she's got to get a third job because 2 is not enough to pay for her stamping habit. Okay, so we're going to go with the fresh mint onto white cardstock. I need to move you out of the way, sweetie. Okay. You guys should see my craft room right now. I have had the busiest week. I've been creating like crazy. And I have it is like hot mess express in here. Melissa says she shared via text. I've been trying to multitask. I'm watching, so I haven't been able to comment. Work is sending me on a 3-day training next week, and 3 days of lesson plans are scary. Oh yeah, that's a lot of work. Melissa says, I love everything about this live, especially the shaker guts. Okay, perfect. You know what? We're gonna do 2 options again, because I'm feeling like I'm missing my pink. So we're gonna do a bubblegum option as well, and we're gonna cut them both out and we'll see what we like. You know what'd be nice on this is actually, what would be nice is like a dark gray sentiment. That could be like a really nice option for this too. Like kind of a dark, warm gray. All right, so we're gonna take this. Look at this die. It is so perfect. We are gonna cut into the magnetic mat because that's gonna hold it in place for us. But I'm just putting my head over. I'm not sure if it's in the screen or not. Sometimes you just gotta get your head over it to make sure that you get it just right. And with something this tight, you wanna make sure you're getting it right. Okay, we'll run that through. I just found a sequin. I hope that's not a leak. I'm pretty sure it's not. Is that not perfect? Oh, I think the pink is gonna win my heart. And listen, all of these like pieces that I have cut and experimented with, look, I could do a whole another card with just these outlines. It would be so much fun. Wouldn't that be fun? Like 3 colors there. If I was gonna go pink, yellow, and maybe the mint color, oh yeah, that would be fantastic. Let's see, I need to focus for just a second to get this. Lesson plans take at least 3 times longer than the actual class you have to sub to prep for. You know, I have to tell you, Marianne's loving this card. I love this. I have to tell you that I had to write out lesson instructions for card projects for an event today. And I'm going to just tell you that I would rather teach this 4 times than to write out the lessons. They're so tedious. I'm going to use this as an extra layer because I'm going with the pink. And so I'm going to just glue this right on top of the other. Found Stamp Market through a Pink Fresh event, and I've been obsessed ever since. Yes, they did a event like a tag team event kind of thing. And I taught it that too. Christine, these are Stamp Market colors. They have 74 colors in their line, maybe more if there's like a black and stuff. I'm not sure, but I just did all of the cut and swatch samples today with 74 cardstock colors. Can you link your magnetic mat? Stephanie, that magnetic mat comes with the Anna Griffin Impress. So when you buy the Impress machine, it comes with it, and then you can buy replacements for it. So you can't just buy the magnetic mat to use with just any, I don't think it will work with just any die cut machine. So it's not one that you can use, you know, with other machines. So there are links to that. Amy just said that there's more colors coming. There are currently 74 colors, and there are more colors coming. And I'm hoping that my wish list color is in that. I told Amy when I was teaching with her for the event, the virtual event, that I had a color in mind, and I won't spoil it, but it's like my wish list color. Does the ink color match the cardstock? Yes, it does. How about words dropped a little lower across wish? Well, I haven't put them on yet, so we'll explore that option. I don't know that I love it on the very bottom because I feel like, yeah, we could do it towards the bottom. We can do it probably lower third, I would say, just like that. There is a Stamp Market virtual event next month. Vicki says she just received her cardstock sampler from the Stamp Market. Nice to see all the colors in person. Yeah, I have to tell you that I was really impressed with the cardstock sampler, because then I did get to see all the colors in person, and that was just absolutely wonderful to know which colors I have to order. So we're gonna go right about there, and then we are just a few minutes over, but we're gonna be wrapping up here in just a moment. So I have this. We're gonna do that. I have my vellum balloon. We could, or we could skip. I think I like the idea of the vellum balloon. And I have an idea for making it, for popping it up. So if I can find, I have a little, let me stand up for just a second. I have a little container here of some bits I had cut for that event. And I have a sparkle here. So I'm thinking we do this. We put it right here. That's where we're going to add our foam adhesive to put it up on top of, to like levitate it, to lift it up. It's going to levitate above. I'm going to grab a couple more of these. I just cut these with that wish cover plate by using scraps. And then we'll do just like a couple more. These are not going to be for foam adhesive necessarily, but more just to tie in the little sparkle bit that I'm going to use for the foam adhesive. And then we'll do just like a little silver string from there. Okay. Yeah, this is a fun card. You know, sometimes it's like, love to see your wish list color. One of the colors that I am going to be ordering is the Pacific color, and the lake shore, lake house, lake something. There's a lake color. Those are blues that were really stuck out as something very different than what I've seen before. So those are a couple of colors. Let me grab just some thread. here. I'm going to go with a delicate thread because I don't want it to take up too much visual space on my card. So like a twine, like a heavy stringy twine would be too much on this card. And honestly, this might be too much, but I kind of am digging the little extra bit here of bringing in. Now it looks great as it is without the balloon. So you could totally do that. I can't grab that. So you could skip this balloon and you could be done. But why be done when more is more, you know? You guys have been great today. Thanks for playing along and chatting along. It's been so much fun. I'm going to just tie that in a knot right there. We're going to add this. I'm going to do this little less there, maybe even less. Sometimes I like to just leave it a little long and then kind of work my way in, because that's kind of that wasn't like super fun to tie on there. And then I'm going to have just that little bit of foam adhesive behind that sparkle, and I'm going to add it. I'm going to allow it to just kind of come off that upper corner of my card. So this is not necessarily something that you're going to put into a A2 envelope. And I'm lifting up that little sentiment there, and I'm tucking the string. I'm gonna let it kind of loop around. Tuck the string. Okay, and then we'll clip. Oh, that's cute. Isn't that cute? I love that. I'm not sad. I'm not sad about the balloon. I mean, if you wanted to skip the balloon, you could. But part of the reason I wanted to use the balloon, even though I switched gears at the last minute, was that on my Instagram, I asked you guys what you wanted me to use, and the balloon was a part of that. And so I was like, well, I got to work in that balloon, because that was part of what, you know, I told them we were going to use. And so I'm trying to find, there we go, a card base to put this on. And we are going to, oh, here's something new. I just purchased this. This is the Stamp Market bone folder. It's got a nice sharp point and it's great. I'm loving it. So I'm just going to use that to score my card base. This is 5.5 by 8.5 inches, scoring at 4 1/4. I like putting the real piece of string on the card ballots rather than paper die cut ones. They look so much nicer. The silver thread looks great. I think you mean the balloons, but yes, I love a real string on there too. Okay, that's so cute. So cute. And then I think I'm going to sprinkle just a few of the confetti pieces on the outside of the shaker window, because why not? Okay, there's that. I'm loving this card. Few little sprinkles here. Where did it go? My other little picker is missing. Okay, we'll just do like probably just a few, just to mix in a little more sparkle. Let's see. Let's do one there. Let's do one there. There-ish. Okay. I feel good about that. This card is gorgeous. Thank you. Okay, you guys get your comments in, because as soon as I am done with these, I am going to wrap it up. I'm going to remind you that there are links in the YouTube description below. If you are watching on replay, go over to the comments section, not the live chat, but the comments section, and leave a comment there. And let me know what your favorite product that you saw today is, because I will be giving away a $25 gift card code to the Stamp Market on the replay. But today I am giving away the Wish cover die live here on YouTube. So let's do this. Okay, drum roll, please. I'm going to close my eyes and I'm going to scroll, 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 and then I'm just going to land on a name, okay? So, scrolling and stopping. And it is Marcy Howell. Marcy Howell. Hold on. Wait, my comments are moving. Marcy, can you please email me your name and your address, your email address that you use for YouTube, and your email address and your mailing address. Are you here, Marcy? I need you to be here. Otherwise, I have to pick a new winner. So we'll wait for Marcy for just a second. If you have not already, can you please give this video a thumbs up? I really hope you've enjoyed our time here together. I've had a great time today. You guys are so much fun. I love all the commenting that you guys have been doing. I need to have more giveaways in the future so that you all can chat a little bit more. Let's see, we'll give Marcy about 3 minutes here. Does anybody have any? Oh yes, she's here, Marcy, great. Perfect. So you're gonna email me, Carissa@sprinkledwithglitter.com. If you go to sprinkledwithglitter.com, then you can actually, there's a contact me button. Email me your email address and your shipping address, and we will get the Wish cover die out to you today, or not today. We will get it over to you though. It's Friday, so it's going into the weekend. So probably at the beginning of next week. But here's the card we made today. This Wish cover die is available now over at the Stamp Market. Just loaded today so that we could do this live together. I hope you enjoyed this project. Did you all enjoy it? I see the thumbs up going, but there's like a little notification that won't let me see what's happening over there. So anyway, it won't go away. Yes, the Stamp Market has these sequins. They're called, are they called the Crystal Confetti? Yes, I believe they're called the Crystal Confetti. Look up confetti and they will show up, I promise. They are so sparkly. I mean, they are just incredibly sparkly sequins. And then I can't wait to actually make something with this right here. This yellow golden color is just so beautiful. And I think this would be fun with a third color, and then maybe just like a simple black sentiment. Oh, Amy just reminded me, Crystal Confetti, and it is available with or without holes. I am using the without the holes today. So anyway, thank you all for joining me. Does anybody have any questions before we head out? Francis, thank you for being here. And thank you, Amy, for being here today. I'm so glad you were able to make it. It was such a fun live. Sophie's here. Yes, yes. Oh my gosh, I'm blowing the budget with all these yummy things. Sorry. I had I have to tell you, I purchase a lot of Stamp Market products myself. All of the swatching stuff that you saw today, I purchased myself. The balloons and all of that. I have the Wish die because I taught at that event, and so I had that. But I purchase a lot of Stamp Market products on my own. I'm a big fan. I always have been. And so I'm glad that you are all fans as well. So thanks for being here today. Question off topic, suggestions for storing hot foil. Okay, well, I can do that real quick. Let me grab that real quick and I'll tell you what I do. So I take my rolls of hot foil and I actually cut them into card panel sizes and I store them in a stamp pocket. And that's my most used foils I will store like this. and the other rolls of foil that I don't do this with. So I'll do this with like my Prism, my Aura, my Champagne, my regular silver. I will cut the whole roll into these sheets so that they're ready to go. Put them in a stamp pocket and put them in the drawer. And then any other rolls I just have in a drawer. And there's no like, they're just thrown in there. You can put like a little sticker inside to remind you of the color that it is if you take off the label. So I hope that helps. All right, well, we've been going for an hour and 20 minutes. I'm sure my dogs would like to get out. So thank you all for being here. I can't say thank you enough. I'm so glad you're all here. And until next time, I hope you have a fabulous day. Thanks so much for stopping by and hanging out with me today. I hope you enjoyed this project. If you did, don't forget to give this video a thumbs up and subscribe and turn on the notifications here on my YouTube channel so you don't miss any of my card making and paper crafting video tutorials. Thanks again, and until next time, I hope you have a fabulous day.